from the losers bracket to come into these finals. And I'm going to be introducing our co-caster, Starzy. Starzy, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, very excited to cast the grand finals. It's been a while, keen to get back into it. And this is going to be the climax of our first season, which is very, very exciting. It has been going for quite a few months now, and the time's gone really fast, pretty much for everyone. So everyone's really pumped to see what these two teams are going to pull out at the end. But I'm especially excited to see Fugitives. After their win against Skirmish last week, they could be on a high here. So I'm pumped to see what they can pull out. I don't think we're going to be seeing a 4-0 today. I'm hoping we're seeing a bit more competitive gameplay, but it's all going to come down to this. We see Phantom loading in on the Spirit, and I have personally not seen a Phantom Spirit for a while, so it'd be interesting to see how he goes. But I remember he used to play this every day.
So from what you're saying, he looks to be very well versed in this killer indeed. Well, we do have the first chase here on to Nu, all the way here at Deep 6, and they've already found their ruin as well, so that's going to be very good to get that out of the way as soon as possible, meaning that they can hop on those gens and don't have to really worry about the base regression thanks to ruin. But it looks like Phantom is aware of this and is able to interrupt it just in time.
Yeah, on top of that, getting a free hit as well, which is going to be huge. He's already halfway to getting his power back. We're going to probably see it down from Addict quite soon as we're running back down towards 6, where we've already dropped this pallet as well. It's already gone. I think Addict might be a bit destroyed here as we go for a vault. No, looks like Phantom was way off on the money. He just not even close, as Addict's walk there was a very, very nice outplay. We're going to be heading down towards Deep 6, and this is exactly what you should be doing, especially against Spirit. You're just going to be buying a crazy amount of time here. We do see the down does come through onto Addict, but it does cost Phantom quite a bit of time, especially just having to take that person back up. This is going to be a very, very time-consuming chase as we see the first hook.
Yeah, and we do see that Maya was already pre-stealthing over towards Addict's hook as well. So it means that he's able to most likely get a pull quite early on. But obviously he wants to be careful with this, but it looks like Mayo is now in a little bit of a iffy situation. I think he might have to end up trading for this, which is not ideal, but he is the Delhi player, so it's not that bad as a trade-off. But we do have Nu and Sizz working on those generators as much as they can. We got 4 worked on, and I believe that is also all the way at 10 that is also being worked on, so that's very good split pressure here. But it looks like he's going to continue on to Addict here really wants to get this early timeout as quick as possible.
Yeah, I think Delhi... Yeah, I was about to say, I think Delhi just got in there, and I think Phantom would not as well. Unfortunately, that was not fast enough down. We also see Ruin getting done here in the background, as you said, so we're going to get a lot of pressure, at least coming in from our survivors here. We do see a hook in basement, though, and this is going to be Addict on seconds. This is going to be a bit of a difficult one for Addict to get out of. We do have a couple of extra resources, though. Mayo will be getting up there. We've also got Delhi ready to go, which I'm sure Phantom would be quite aware of, and we do see Nu as well. We'll be trying to head up towards this upper side of 6, but we're going to give it a hit very soon.
Yeah, but we do see that Mayo was actually healing all the way in Deep 6, so it makes it a bit more harder for Phantom to figure out where Mayo is, and it looks like Phantom is opting to actually continue on with this hook camp here on Shack, as it looks like he's just going to be patrolling the nearby gens, making sure no one's touching them, no one's working on those generators to make sure he can keep that pressure on. But we do see Mayo get healed in the distance as well, so honestly, this is not a very good idea situation for Fugitives, as their gens are quite close to the Spirit, and the only really far gen he's got is that 12 generator, so they might opt to do that one, but it looks like someone has poked their head in, and I believe that was Mayo.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see the Delhi player go for the trade. Unfortunately, he is being screened away. We are going to see the very predictable vault, but there is no way he's going to be able to get that. He got a good read as well.
He kind of hold him back into basement, but now we're in a very iffy situation as he is now dead in the basement, and Mayo is just going to have to try and coerce the killer to come back towards him. But it looks like he's having none of that and actually heading over towards 3 and getting on to Nu.
Yeah, this is definitely a good chase here. We do see the Herb Innovation away. Unfortunately, it won't buy us too much time. We do have Unbreak, But we're going to go for the straight pickup here, as Phantom will receive the 4th hook of the trial now. So you have a little visual bug at the bottom there. But that will be our 4th hook here. And we are in a very, very strong position. Of course, Ruin's gone, but we still do have access to Eruption. Sloppy's just slowing them down so much as well. So we do see a nice gen pop at the top, though. We do see 12 does get done. Sizz will be taking the next chase here, most likely. But we're going to screen ourselves back down towards the hook here. See if we can stop Nu from getting unhooked, as Mayo's the only one who's actually nearby who can kind of easily swap for the save, and looks like we see scratch marks as well. He's completely read it.
Yeah, it looks like he's read it perfectly as well, and Mayo is a little bit surprised as he hasn't pre-ran just that a bit earlier timing, but we do get the save onto him. But Mayo is our Deli player, so it's not that bad that he's in this situation, and it allows Sizz to get the unhook onto Nu as well. So it's not that bad, but obviously it could be a better situation for them.
Yeah, it looks like that is going to be our hook number 5. We do see Nu does get the heal there, so it's very obvious where they are. We do see the Deli in the background, a well-timed Deli getting the pressure on, and hopefully we're going to get back on 6 as well, as we see an almost stun coming through from Sizz. Fortunately, couldn't make it land, but let's see whether we can go for the vault, maybe a live play, and that's what we get. And he's just able to make it as well. Very nice vault there, as we see Sizz step back down towards our midsection of the map, and this is a pretty good chase for the mid game.
Yeah, and he actually manages to still keep Shaq as well. It looks like Addict wasn't able to actually drop Shaq during his last chase of his trial, but it looks like Phantom is aware of this, and he's just going to try and figure out where his next chase is, trying to suss out where someone is, and he has found Nu here, all the way here at 8, so he is going to be on that chase now, as we do have Nu. He is going to greet that pallet for a little bit, but is this going to turn into a tag? It's not. He's going to be able to make it through, and he's going to get the stun. He doesn't get hit through the pallet, so you got to love to see that. The ping helping Nu, allowing him not to be hit through that. I'm sure I probably would have been hit through that thanks to my ping, but it looks like we do got the chase, working our way all the way up down towards the 10 side of the map. So he's going to keep him away, as far away as the gens are, because the gens all the way near the bot side of the map. So it looks like we are just going to keep the chase here as for long as possible, and it looks like he may have actually lost him for a bit.
Yeah, Nu's really locked in here. This is a strong mid-game push coming through from our Fugitive survivors. We are going to see Phantom rotate towards the top side here. We do see that this is going to be Mayo taking the next chase. Will be a very quick down coming through here, though, as we get a very free gab. Yeah, not really much you can do there, unfortunately. But we do see a bit of gen progress happening down the bottom. Nu also on a solo gen, but looks like we're going to see the phase directly towards Sizz. We'll not be seeing any gen pops anytime soon.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing that as obviously the killer, especially for 2Savage's side, seeing that no generator is going to be popping during this off time, and it looks like Phantom, yeah, he's just going to be waiting for his eruption so he can put that back on. So then if he does get his next down, he can see and figure out if there is someone on a gen. But it looks like he's just going to keep proxying the hook, and as well as these gens, making sure no one actually just sneakily hops back on there and sells towards it. But it looks like he has found Sizz, unfortunately, with the stealthing. So it looks like he is going to go for this chase onto Sizz, as this is the most ideal chase. And it looks like he is going to get a little bit of a misread, going to get a little bit of a whiff here, but Sizz doesn't really have much to work with here anymore in this bot side.
Yeah, it looks like we have been taking another hit here, and once again, we're just running towards nothing. But as long as we can go down the corner, at the very least, we can buy some time. Looks like that is going to be what's happening here, but no, we're going for this little side pallet here, and almost make it work, almost make it work. But unfortunately, Phantom was a little bit too fast in the reaction times there. We will see another hook coming onto Sizz here, with still 2 gens remaining in the trial. We have slowed down a bit. We've had some pretty good mid-game chases, but they haven't really turned the game around. They've kind of just kept us clawing into the match. So we'll have to see whether Nu can get a fast unhook here and maybe get some pressure on the board.
Yeah, they're kind of just going in a back and forth, a little bit of a tug of war happening here now, as they haven't really been able to work on the generators for a good amount of time. But it looks like Nu is going to be the next person in chase, as he hasn't really been found just yet, but now he has been found. He's going to be in chase now. He's got to keep the chase away from that generator, away from Mayo, to maybe make this into a 4K1 situation. He gets a lovely stun here.
Yeah, it's exactly what you need because we do see that Mayo has decided to just continue the gen, which is actually a decision I really like, with especially how well Nu is doing in this chase. He can still pressure another gen, and it looks like we do
Oh.
take a hit, but we are 20 seconds away. Even here, you might want to do something crazy. Go for the trade. Just do something insane. Get that 4K 1 con, just so we can fight for that tie in a decent position. But it looks like we do see a
Ooh,
nice
lovely
dead
dead
hard
hard.
come through as well.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna try and he's really keen on keeping Phantom here all the way at this top side, and we do see Mayo actually complete that generator, and it allows them to bring this into a 4K1 situation.
Yeah, unfortunately for Phantom, this is kind of the point where a 4K one it does get to have where you're in a position where you can kind of play poorly and still get away with it as the survivors. 4K one, it's always just that tie condition, that minimum that you want to fight for. So it's very nice by the survivors to at least it was looking pretty bad for a while with Addict's early death, but to be able to fight their way back and get it to where it's a 4K one, the decision to not unhook Sizz was honestly the right one there. Because you're not really fighting for outs at this point, you're fighting for that last gen.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to capitalize on it, but unfortunately, there isn't much pressure on the board, so he is going to have to start back from zero. But we see Nu, I think he's got his Unbreakable ready, so it looks like he might be going for an Unbreakable play into the save, and it looks like that is going to be the case. But is he going to make it? I'm not sure if he makes this, though.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close. I don't actually hear Phantom, but it looks
Just
like we
makes
do see
this.
him.
Yeah, he just makes it just on the nick of time, so he is going to be able to get that save, and we do see that Sizz does have renewal, so maybe if he gets this chase for a little bit longer, he's able to get his renewal off, get that extra health state, but it all depends on this, and unfortunately, he is going to get hit through the pallet. It is very unfortunate for Sizz. He's not going to be able to get his second win, but we do see the save onto Nu here, so this is going to be a very interesting situation now, a 2v1 at one generator, which is not that bad, but considering their progress right now on the board, it is going to be a very, very uphill battle.
Oh, I mean, at this point, I'd say, yeah, they probably got like a 0.1% chance of actually getting a gen done here, unless Nu's already got something at 70%, but I don't think that's the case. We are chasing the healthy person here, which honestly I think is absolutely fine. We actually see Nu not doing anything in the background, so we've got a ton of time to mess around with. And it looks like we are going to get that first hit as well. We actually see Nu stealthing down towards the bottom here. Might be going for a bit of a hatch play or something like that, but I think at this point, no matter what you do, you're kind of in a tough situation. But it looks like we've decided to heal instead. Phantom's a bit too worried about the gens, and looks like we might give them a bit of a comeback here.
Yeah, it looks like they are opting just to do a full reset, which is good, but we do know that Mayo is actually on Death's Hook, so they might try and opt to go for a hatch play maybe, but I'm pretty sure Phantom's actually nearing them, and it looks like we are, but they haven't seemed to heard where the reset is, so they're able to stealth this out and get the reset onto Nu now as well, as Phantom is now a little bit worried for his gents. He's going to be proxying, just trying to find out where this reset is, but he has no idea where they're resetting right now, so this is going to be ideal for Fugitives. They're going to be able to get that double reset happening. And it looks like, I hopefully we see Mayo take the chase, and then Nu is able to get out through the hatch. But hey, we never know. But it looks like he has spotted a cheeky survivor hiding behind some tires, and it looks like it is Mayo. So this is the ideal person to be chased, as he is Deathhook. So we could possibly see a cheeky hatch play, but it looks like Phantom's lost Mayo thanks to the scratch marks. But looks like Nu is going to be running back down, just got to work on a gen. This is going to be a very interesting play.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing because he pretty much checked every place that they weren't in the one place they were hiding, and he decided not to check. So pretty unfortunate for Phantom, but we are going to be heading down towards this 2 side as we continue to take the chase. Mayo unfortunately doesn't have access to not balance. Live will be taking the down, and Nu will be the last survivor up here and is going to be stealthing away. I think it might be a bit difficult to find him unless we catch a glimpse early, but Urban Evasion will help us get some distance here, actually coming in a little bit clutch as we see Phantom heading down towards 6. I think he will just miss him here as we are playing we're playing a bit risky with how we're going to be moving around, but moving far away is definitely something we want to do here, as it is quite obvious that we've been on that generator. So yeah, no surprise that Phantom's going to be checking lockers. I think he's going to be pretty glued to this area of the map.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't is not really aware where Nu is actually hiding out and making sure that he's safe as possible. But we are just gonna have to keep on going, keep on chugging, and maybe we might see maybe a possible trauma attack in the future here. But it is all just up to how Phantom plays and if he actually is able to find Nu before Nu can get to Mayo, or if Mayo actually eventually just slugs out.
Yeah, even getting one stage out the hatch here would actually be like a massive boon in the win con, because then you can just fight for that 4k1. Getting a win would be huge. It's pretty unlikely, right? Pretty unlikely fighting for that hatch, but man, I'd love to see it happen. So we do see Phantom stuck up here near the 2 side. We also do see Nu's kind of just waiting here. I think it'd be pretty easy just to let Mayo die here.
Yeah, it looks like he's using the item to reset the crow, so it looks like Phantom is actually just going to opt to go for this pickup and go for this hook, so it looks like we might actually just be going for a door play and try to get out with the door.
Yeah, we do see the death onto Mayo. Let's see what Nu does here. Looks like that's exactly what we're going to see. And I think it's going to be pretty easy for Phantom to stop this one, as we've already got vision of the 6th door. And I don't think Nu knows it as well.
Yes, but where is this second door is the big question. The second door is all the way at 10. So it's very, very far gens, but, or far, sorry, far doors. So, oh, he has vision of both doors. This is pretty much a done deal now.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very easy win for Phantom. Unfortunately, not too many
Yeah,
obstacles
he's
in the way,
found
and
them.
this part of the map is always really low as well. So unfortunately, that door is just not where you want to be. But looks like Nu will be stealthing away here. I think he probably will end up getting caught. Phantom's got a pretty good indication of where he is, but I don't really hear a loud terror radius. He's right here actually. But oh yeah, looks like we're so close. Come on.
Oh, this is a really gut-wrenching stealthing happening from Nu. I'm sure his cheeks are clenched here as he is in very much in the danger zone here, and he is gonna. I honestly, I feel like there isn't much he can do, and I did Phantom see a cheeky little. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw him stealthing up towards that tile, so he is gonna be able to chase Nu for this final chase, and we are just gonna have to finish this chase up, and it is going to chalk up into a 4k1, meaning that Futures had to get a 4k2 to be able to win this.
Yeah, I think they definitely can fight for the tie, and this is one of those sets where you don't really get to decide. Like, we're going to see a Spirit set no matter what, so being able to fight for the tie, I think is absolutely fine as we head into the later sets, but that will be a strong 4k1. Well done to Phantom and Fugitives.
Indeed it is. So we will be back right after a short intermission as we bring you back to a win result to be able to get that dub for his team for that first set, as Spirit is a forced set, so no one has ideally picked the killer, but hey, you never know. Some person may be better at Spirit than the other, and this is a forced set, so you never know what can happen. But we are going to be loading in. It's going to be Nu on the killer, and we have Sen, Miji, Uga, and Silly on the survivor end, as we are going to be loading in, and Nu is going to be instantly heading up towards his crop, trying to find out where someone is, and I believe he has spotted someone, and he has. I believe that this is the Kate that he's found, as he is going to be chasing Sen as his first chase of this game, and Sen is going to be able to dodge him just for that little bit extra. He is going to hit through the pallet, so he is going to get an early tag on to Sen. So we are going to be continuing this chase for as long as possible, but he is going to be dropping Shaq quite early on, but it is an STC killer, so it's not that bad that he has dropped it early, but he has ran into, I believe, some active gens, but I'm not too sure. But we're just going to be continuing on. He's going to go all the way down towards the edge map of it. Unfortunately, not going to be getting that tag.
Yeah, it looks like this game's a lot more stereotypical than what you would see in early Spirit games, where basically first chase, no matter what happens, they just take a hit, run straight to Shaq, and that's pretty normal. So it looks like we do see a very stock standard start from our Survivor team here. Sen will be taking that first hook. Another down near 6 as well, so we've bought a bit of time through that. It looks like we do see the first hook on the trial. Corrupt already gone, and Ruin is still up here. I do believe we saw Ruin in a very similar spot, actually, all the way up near 10. So it looks like we're going to see if we can get an early hit onto that from our survivors, because that Ruin will be extremely, extremely annoying unless we go and deal with that early.
Yeah, indeed, as that regression can pile up and bottle up and actually get it back down to 0 if they're not careful enough. But I'm pretty sure I just saw Midgie actually on the generator at 9, but we do have a generator popping right in front of him, as Nu is going to opt to actually decide to go right back for the hook. Make sure they can't get that easy save. Get there, save them, and get out with no issues. But Nu is going to be on top of it and just going to be camping it out.
Yeah, we are continuing this readout down near 6. Looks like we do see Urga coming in from the save here from our left side. We've been caught as well, so it looks like we'll be taking a hit, or rather going for the trade. Don't think it matters what we do here. We're not going to be able to stop him. Nu got past us very... Sorry, not Nu. Urga got past us very fast. We do take the M1 there. We'll be taking the down. This is going to be our Delhi player, and we're going to try and see whether Sen can hold off for just long enough to force this Delhi here. We do see the phase coming in from Nu. We do have a Philip Halley here as well. Oh. That's going to be the stun, and that will be our Delhi player. We'll have it for the late game.
Yeah, and he has also managed to pop another gen in the background, being all the way at 10. So we are going to have to see if he can figure out where his next chase it is. He does find the person, but unfortunately, the person he wants is all the way at Crane. So it looks like he's going to go back and for the chase, but it looks like he's going to try and figure out where this person is. It's going to be Midgie here, all the way down towards 8 side of the map. He's going to be chasing around these TNL walls and go make his way up towards Crane, most likely, as he is. But this pallet has been dropped, so he's got to play around this a bit more carefully compared to before. But unfortunately, he is going to get downed quite quickly after the tag. So we are going to get a second hook, 3 gens remaining. So it looks like they're going pretty strong. But hey, Nu could end up coming back here. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's a definite possibility here. Unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of eruption procs that have been applied yet. We've just kind of been sitting on chases pretty much the entire game, and looks like we do see a heal on the background. Does come in onto Uga here. Unsure whether this is actually going to be a double reset. I think by this time we would have realized. We don't see the heal coming through, but it looks like we do see... Oh, here we go. We do finally see the heal coming through. Looks like it was a single trade. Still, he might be near the unhook here, as we actually see him down near 4. We will be stepping away towards the side of the map, forcing our killer to come very, very far away from the unhook here. And we don't really see anyone who's in position for the save just yet. And Ruin is in a really good spot here, as we've just got a person sitting right next to it on the hook. This will be a very, very annoying Ruin to get off, at least for a while. As long as we can push the survivors off for just a bit, we can get a lot of pressure going.
Yeah, exactly. And this killer can manage to traverse quite easily, but it isn't the best traversability, thanks to the fact that it is on a power cooldown. But we do have Midgie coming in here for the quick 1-2 save, as we do have the hook happen onto Uga, thanks to this trade. But we are going to be seeing Midgie make his way all the way over down towards the 2 side of the map. Is he going to run up? And it looks like Nu is quite annoyed that he's lost him quite easily, and we are now at our win con situation. So Nu has to really pick up the pace and start going in right now, as he does need to get a 4K from this situation.
Yeah, so it looks like we do see another hook coming in onto Augie here, but the survivors very, very far ahead. Still haven't even gotten rid of Rowan yet, actually. Yet they're still playing extremely effectively, as we do see another hook coming in here. I do believe that this is 3 hooks on 3 different survivors. So Nu's going to kind of need to pick it up into overdrive here to have any chance of being able to really tie this one up, as the survivors have been playing a very strong game. They've well avoided any type of 3-gen here. We do have like mid, 7 and 8, but I wouldn't say that's too tight of a 3-gen. Can definitely play around that. We do see a couple of scratch marks down near a 7 here, as we do go for the next chase onto whoever's down here.
And we do find Sen, and Uga is gonna unhook as well, get the unhook off of himself, but I don't think it was actually... It looks like they didn't opt to actually go for the Delhi pool and actually going to just reset Uga normally. So very well played from them. It means that they don't get the Delhi play, but at least they have a fully healed survivor straight away. And Uga was running balls to the wall straight for that pallet save, but unfortunately not going to be able to make it, as Nu is now going to try and figure out where Uga's went. But I believe someone's actually in the TNL wall.
looks like we do have some sort of indication that is true, but Nu will be heading back up towards 12, trying to see if we can screen this gen away. And it's probably a right call as well, especially considering that we have Ruin. We can kind of play between the hook and that top gen pretty easily, but I think we're going to see a 7 pop relatively soon, as it looks like we're going to go for the fuse right back. We do see a hit coming in onto Midgie here. Has to play a little bit more safely, and we do see the unhook coming in onto Sen, so we do have our tunnel out here, as Uga will likely be trying to take the hit here, as we see Sen will be running towards this corner side on the 8 tile.
Yeah, and it looks like he has managed to juke Nu, as he used the advantage of his pain screams thanks to him being injured, and we do have that second to last gen pop, so that is going to be now, this is now going to be the Tycon situation. So if Nu can get a 4k1 here, it is going to be a tie, but we have to see if Nu can pull this back. I believe in Nu, it is possible, but we are just going to have to see how well he can play, as he is going to get the read onto Midgie. He is going to find him and down him, but unfortunately, everyone is no longer injured.
Yeah, unfortunately we lost our tunnel out here as well. And looks like we are going to see the last gen of the trial just proc in the background right about now. And that will be the last gen done. That is going to be the first set win for 2Savage here. So this is a pretty strong outcome, and especially in one of those normal sets where you don't really get to decide what killer you're playing, it's always nice to get a free win. So very well played to 2Savage as we continue the game, see if we can get some outs as well, as we do see the the gate near 2 being worked on.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like they really want to be able to get some outs here, as it is going to boost the morale of their team quite highly, especially if they're able to get those outs. But here we have the famous Z wall happening, as he is going to get hit through it. Unfortunately, he is only going to get a medium vault, but we do have the save come on down to Midgie, so it looks like they may be going out with those 3 people in mind. But we do have the Wraith set next, and it is a pick of 2Savage's killer, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they do over the Fugitive side. But we are just going to see everyone is just going to make their way out of the trial. But it looks like Nu is going to opt to just camp this out and let them go out of the trial, because he wants to make sure he can at least get this 1 kill on the board and on the mark.
Yeah, and looks like we do see those 3 outs come all up from Nu. Got about 8 stages or somewhere around there. So very, very well played. I think it's actually less than that. I think it's closer to 6. But well played by our 2Savage team. As we head into the next set, we are going to see them start again, as we've had to do a little bit of a sneaky restart here. We've had to do a reshuffle. So we will be seeing 2Savage start on killer once again, as we see Sen will be starting our Wraith set, and we find Mayo very, very quickly, and he's also a bit out of position as he gives a free hit very, very quickly.
For some reason, Mayo was deciding to moonwalk into the killer, so that's going to be very interesting for the viewers. I'm sure the viewers would be questioning Mayo's decision-making for that. But yeah, you are correct, it was Nu did get 8 stages for Fresh from last game. But this early tag might turn into an early down, but luckily we do have Nu for the body block. So the chase is going to last just that little bit longer, as he's going to head his way into main, as it looks like he is going to make the vault, but I don't know if, does he make the second one? He does make the second one, and it looks like he is going to try and make sure that Sen cannot down him, as we are going to keep the chase going on. It looks like the uncloak, ooh, does he get this? It looks like he is going to get it, and he's going to bring him all the way into this top area of main, as he's going to get the tag, and he's going to pick him up, and he's going to try and figure out where his slug is and make sure he can put him on to that hook. And if this front hook is a pain res, that's going to be very strong for Sen.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't. Unfortunately, our head-on player was the one who actually took the hit there, so I wasn't really going to be able to have them hiding in the locker. As we do see the next chase coming down the wind tower here, and it looks like we are going to be giving a little bit of distance towards Sen here. We're going to see Nu try and clutch up here. We do have the window available to us. Going to head back up towards that top side most likely. But no, we reach out to bottom. Instead, we're stuck at this little shop filler. And we don't really have too much to work with. Do a very quick vault and see the down coming in very soon after. Unfortunately, not too much you could do there at those shitty little fillers down bottom. We actually see a heal coming in onto Mayo here through the sloppy as well. So it looks like we'll be seeing the second hook of the trial, which will be a Scourge. And we're going to head back towards middle to see what pressure we can put on the board.
Yeah, indeed. And they did complete that far 8 pocket gen as well, so that's good to know that they have removed the 3 gen possibility with being like gallows and all the way through backyard through 7 and 9. But we do have progress happening here at main building as he's going to use his a bamboozle preemptively to make sure they can't continue the chase up from the top part. As we do see the chase happen onto Mayor, and Mayor is the tunnel out. So this is not ideal that Mayor is the one in chase currently, as Mayor is going to get hit here, and he is going to have to try and continue chase here at main, as we do see the unhook happen onto Nu as well, as we do see that Sen actually decides to vault through the top second main window as he's going to continue on the chase, and we do see Mayor is going to make his way down towards the 10 side of main. He's going to try and play this wagon pallet as much as he can, and it looks like Sen knows this and he's going to try and do some cheeky mind games. He's going to preemptively drop the pallet, so Mayo does have a little bit of danger zone here, but it looks like he is going to try and play this as best as he can, as he's now going to go down towards the back side filler, as we do see, if we see Ciz is actually going to be resetting some couple of pallets on the back half of the map, as we do see some progress happening on some gens.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid chase by May. I actually thought that was going to go for a bit longer as we made our way back towards that corner filler. Unfortunately, couldn't quite make it work as we went for a bit of an insta drop, and Sen got a good read on us. And we will be seeing this will be the third hook of the trial. Mayo definitely our tunnel out now. I think it's going to be pretty difficult trying to get that reset onto him now. As it looks like we aren't going to see an uncloak here. I'm not sure what we were looking at there. We saw some scratch marks. I think we saw someone for a millisecond. Unfortunately, Addict made a bit more distance than we originally thought they did, and Addict will be taking a hit very, very quickly here. We do see that first hit coming through. Decides to go back around the killer to Shaq instead, and we will be trying to go for something a bit crazy here. We continue the chase onto Addict, and looks like we're trying to get a good read on the killer here, and I definitely think we're going to make our way back around towards this pallet, but he reads then very well and is going to head on the outside towards this carriage filler.
Yeah, he's going to try and keep him away from the hook, but unfortunately he's going to get down. We do see Ciz also revealed himself, so now we have Sen is going to go for the slug play. He's going to make sure he can keep Mario on that hook as he is on the cusp of bleeding out, as we do see Nu come in, get tagged. But because of that speed, he is going to get that free tag, and unfortunately, he's going to get hit Mayo through the iframes of being unhooked. But we do have the down onto Nu now, as he is now going to have to try and chase over towards Mayo, as he is now the tunnel out.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty difficult for Fugitives to come back from. We're still at 4 gens here, and really we don't have that much pressure on the board. We still have access to 2 of our Scourge hooks as well, and we're going to see Mayo take what is most likely going to be his last chase here. I doubt we're even going to make it towards the stairs, and there's no chance, but we do have this carriage filler outside. It's going to be very close. Looks like we just can't make it, unfortunately, only a millisecond away. We see Ciz on the side as well, was getting ready for that pallet save. We do see second gen of the trial also done in the background, as we're going to see the hook coming in to Mayo here, and that will be the third hook there, and we see Mayo go down. We do see the 3v1 come through now. Nu is still on the ground. We have a little bit of progress on this gen, but unfortunately a 3v1 this early is going to be really, really difficult to claw our way back from.
Yeah, indeed it is. It is going to be quite hard, but we do see that Ciz is actually going to do the check spot quite well, but unfortunately he's still going to get tagged from this, which is quite unfortunate. But we do have a 3v1 situation here at 3 gens, which is not ideal, but if they're able to hold their chases against Sen as best as they can, there is a possibility of them bringing at least 2 more gens pop through the chase. But I believe there was a sound check in the background. It might have been a missed seal check, but we do have the chase happening here at 9, as he does have quite a decent amount, but unfortunately he is going to get hit through the pallet, not going to be able to slam that pallet onto the Wraith just in time, as he's going to go for the insta hook, and this is going to be his fourth pain res, or sorry, third pain res of the trial.
Yeah, we're going to see Anna go for the stealth around as well. And at this point in the trial, I'd be very, very surprised to see another gem proc here, unless we decide not to check shops at all for the rest of the game. But with how much pressure we've got, I think it's very easy for us to stray away from the hook here. We really don't have too much to worry about. We've also got access to Sloppy as well, but it doesn't matter because we're going to take the next chase onto our healthy addict here, who will be taking a very quick first hook. Looks like we're going to be going for the trade as well. We're going to be buying time for Nu to finish this gen in the background, which I am absolutely fine with here, actually, unless that is going to be our fourth Scourge hook, which it is. So unfortunately, that's going to be kind of a bite back there. But I think having Sizz still taking the chase here will be absolutely fine. If he continues on to Sizz and we can get at least another gen done, then at least we fought for some sort of win con.
Yeah, and it looks like Sizz, unfortunately, is going to get caught out here at the back of main, so he is going to get down quite quickly. But it looks like he is going to try and search for Nu, and it looks like he's going straight for that gen. But is Nu going to commit to this? Is Nu going to get this before he gets there? And he does look like he's going to make it before. Oh, that was very close for Sen winning that 50-50 on the generated. Honestly, he could have actually kicked that generator, so that was very well played by Nu. He's not able to allow him to get it, as he is going to swing through, not going to get hit, as he is going to continue this chase here at the 4 tile here, as he's going to try and chase for as long as he can.
Yeah, it looks like Nu's actually playing surprisingly well here, especially considering that it's the last chase of the game. We do get a nice down here. Oh, we hear a slow bolt, and we take a very, very quick down. Unfortunately, that would have been pretty loud, and that is going to be the end of that. So we do see a 4K2 coming in favor of Sen here, so it's very, very solid. Was very close to being a 4K3 as well. That was pretty much a struggle from start to finish for our Fugitive survivors, and we'll just get the spectator to swap to Sizz here to see where he's at. Thank you. And it looks like, yeah, we're just going to be sitting in the corner.
He's just vibing in this, like, back corner between, like, 10 and 9 here at the all the way backyard, so it looks like we might see a slowdown unless Sen can find him. It looks like he's heading actually towards him as well, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to find him because he is hiding next to a rock and inside a bush, but it looks like he's managed to find him, so he is going to get his final hook, but he is going to, looks like he's going to wait for the Mori, actually, by the seams of it.
Yeah, which, I mean, I guess is fine. I'm definitely glad they've added that to the game now, because that'll speed things up a little. But we might as well just get on into the next game. So we are going to see Fugitives are desperately going to need a 4K3 win con to pull out the first set W here. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But we will be right back with you guys in just a few minutes as we head into the next half of the set where, Jesus, look at that visual bug, where we will...
K2. So he is going to have to get a 4K3 for Mayo. So Mayo's going to have to claw his way up, get a 4K3. But hey, it's Wraith. It's anything could happen. And considering the classic Mayonet situation, we never know what might happen. He might get some cheeky hits going on. But we are going to load in here, and we are going to see Mayo is going to have to try and do as best as he can, as he's going to opt to go for the Ruin instead of the Sloppy Butcher. So that's going to be an interesting pick, as Sloppy Butcher would be able to slow the game down just as much as Ruin. So maybe he has something up his sleeve away from what Sen was doing, but he is going to find a decent amount of survivors. He's going to find 2 survivors here at main, as he is going to chase both of them here. We do have... It looks like he's going to opt to go for Dan, but he's tossing up between who to go for, because we do see Dan and Midgie at the same area, so it looks like he's going to opt to go for Dan, or sorry, Midgie here.
Yeah, we get to bring this pallet pretty much for free as well. Midgie has bought a bit of time. It's been a bit of a delayed first hit, which is pretty nice. And we are going to be seeing the next chase come on to Sen here, as it looks like we've just been swapping. Jeez, all 4 survivors have been chased, and a minute of the trial is barely even gone, as we do see Silly heading back towards a very strong loop here. And looks like we are going to be breaking a lot of strong pallets early. Everything's just kind of been thrown down, so there will be quite a few resources that have been used, and that field part of the map is going to be a little bit weak now, especially that mid part. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to play around. As you see, another pallet just instantly gone from Mayo here, and it looks like we are able to screen now Nancy away here, but unfortunately Silly was able to outplay us a little bit here, and we will be getting straight back to the loop as we see almost the 6th or 7th pallet break of the trial, and Corrupt is still up.
Yeah, he is very. This is very rough for Mayo as he isn't able to get his first tag in through even the corrupt. As you want to be getting those tags quite as quick as possible, as we are going to try to hit. I believe, yeah, this is Sen here. He's going to try to hit Sen as quick as he possibly can, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get the hit through the Wraith uncloak speed. But he is going to keep the chase on, and he's going to keep him down here at. Honestly, this is not bad that he's in the 3-gen area, but ideally, you want to be getting that tag as quick as possible.
Yeah, it looks like we have another couple more pallet drops coming in as well. But the fact that Corrupt is gone and we have not gotten a first hit is extremely problematic, as we have given the survivors so much time to set up. Whoever is that head-on player is going to be so ready for when the first hit does finally happen, and then we can actually make some plays. But looks like we do kind of outplay Mayo here, Sen, with a very nice read. We'll be heading back down towards the bottom, and it looks like we're going to be swapping the chase again onto Silly, and this is going to be almost a 6th chase swap of the game. And this has been a very chaotic game. There's just been so much happening on the screen. Mayo was just been struggling to get this first hit, still onto Silly here. Generally a pretty weak tire. We decide to move away. Does have access to the vault, doesn't use it, as we will go for the pallet here instead. And Silly playing very well, avoiding this hit.
Yeah, Silly is absolutely juicing right now here at 4 as he. Oh no, sorry, this is at 2. Sorry, my apologies. But we do see the chase finally get a tag as he is going to chase him up towards this main area. But it looks like Silly is absolutely juicing him, and unfortunately, we are not going to see a. Oh, but we are going to see a vault, so it is. Looks like Mayo's going to actually opt to go back down towards him, and it looks like Silly is still absolutely juicing on this main as he's going to make his way up towards this 12 pallet here, as he's going to keep on chasing, and he is going to be able to loop back over towards 2, so he's going to keep this chase alive that little bit longer, as we do see the gen progression happening all the way in the backyard area between 7 and 9, but we do see the down finally happen, and most likely we are going to be seeing a pain res as well. But we do see the first gen pop, and we do have 2 more gens very close by, and he has to get a 4K from this position. And honestly, unfortunately I just do not see this happening, but it is very well played to Mayo. He is trying to do his best against these boys, but these survivors are just locked in for this set.
Yeah, you can really see why 2Savage picked this as their first set. They just absolutely crushed it, and there's really nothing else you can say about it. Getting a 4K2 is always a very respectable result, but yeah, he's just been completely destroyed at this point. We do see the 4K1 at best coming through, and we've still only got 1 gen left. So this is a pretty rough situation to be in. We're gonna see him try to see if we can claw at least some kills though. Oh, Mayo. Fuck me.
Okay, yeah, so he just proved to us that that tile is a little bit iffy, considering how the collision was on that. Thank you, DVD, for your map brushing skills. You do just as lovely as always. But we do see the chase happen onto Midgie here at this 9 pallet, as he is going to vault, and he's going to greet it, and he's not actually going to go back over, so Mayo isn't going to be able to get the hit, as Midgie is going to play around this for as much as he can. Unfortunately, he's going to get the swing and the miss for another time after. And Midgie is absolutely juicing on that tile. He's going to be able to get the hit, but Midgie is going to make his way down towards Shaq, as we do see Mayo is a little bit stuck there, trying to figure out what to do. But we do see that final gen in the background getting progress, as he is going to go back to the chase. He's going to go chase him at Shaq, but unfortunately, Midgie is going to be able to get this stun, I believe, and he does. So Mayo isn't going to be able to get the hit on to Midgie, so the chase is going to continue, and we do see Silly coming in for the protection hit, but no, he's not, because Midgie makes it towards the window.
Yeah, the fact that you can play this aggressively with your survivors taking hits for each other is pretty insane at this point in the game, but it's just because, oh no, we're chasing our hope. Oh, that's not our hope survivor. I kind of saw hope come up on the screen there, got to be worried. And oh, once again, we've got another visual glitch. And we're just going to try and get all four survivors out here because if we do, a one hook game is going to be, well, Mitch's been a bit shit on there. But one hook game's pretty
I
unreal.
think, I think we have a capture situation here, and he really wants at least this one hook, so he is gonna just keep Midgie here trapped in a corner. So it looks like, I believe, if the survivors, hopefully they listen and they leave. Yep, so we are going to see the leave happen, and we do see that Midgie is just accepting that he is dying, and Mayo is going to continue to keep him hostage for a little bit. Mayo, you please just hit him. We want to go to the next set, my boo.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that early because I don't want to sit here and watch this for a couple minutes. So what we seeing the center back come back out. We did have a bit of a bug coming through back there, which is why Andrew kind of zonked out, as we'll call it. But still, 2Savage is still up 2-0, and it's starting to look a little bit more likely that there's a chance we might not see that Oni set, which will be really disappointing. I'm keen for set 5. I want to see it, man, but we'll have to see what happens. Andrew will be loading in here and going to be searching straight for the box, as we will be seeing him head over to shop side, which is, honestly, it's going to be probably a pretty similar spawn to last time.
Yeah, indeed it is, and he's going to find... looks like he's just going to try and search for the box as soon as possible as well, as he knows that the box could be around this back area of the map, as he is going to get the chase onto Silly to start with, as he's going to try and continue on and find him and actually get the down, as he does find, but he is going to opt to actually exit out and not go for it, as he is going to be able to teleport here this time round, as he is going to get the chase now onto Midgie, but Midgie is at Shack, so it makes it very safe for Midgie compared to where Silly was originally. So we are going to see the chase happen on, and we do see that the original pain is going to be going there, so if he's going to get a lot more chains because of it, but we are going to be playing the pallet filler here and actually win the 50-50, as he's going to miss the chain onto him, as he's going to now chase around this pallet. He's going to get hit through it, but this time Amici isn't our obsession this time, so he's going to be able to get a stack of save the best for last this time round, but he is going to get the chase still happening, and he's going to keep on the chase going. Midgie is just going to be running around the Shack of BTC, a very interesting visual bug there with the power, but we do have the chase continuing on.
Yeah, it looks like we do continue the chase here, but Mitchie will be running back down towards this water wind tower side, as we are going to see... Oh, he's going to be right on top of us. It's going to be a bit difficult to get away from this one. Andrew with a very quick chain there. Unfortunately, a little gambit did not work, as this pallet is still up. Mitchie playing very well so far, being able to drag this first chase out. I think probably Andrew got off to a little bit of a better start last game compared to this one. Unfortunately, we do see the down does finally come through here, and we're going to see Andrew get his first hook of the game. Only 3 gens remaining though, and we're going to see the box get straight done as well, and this is going to be 2. We've had 3 singles the entire game. Mitchie has had a very strong early chase there, being able to stay away from all the pressure, and it's just clutching up.
Yeah, indeed it is. They got that pressure going in strong here, as we do have the situation where they are now at this very bad situation here. But I'm not sure if he had if he used pain res or not, because it wasn't procced. So maybe it was a pain res hook, but there was no real progress happening at the time of the hook. But he is unfortunately going to miss that next swing with the chain, so he's going to miss that. But now we do have the chase happening on to Sen here at the back area of 9 here, as we are going to be trying to give this chase over and back down towards 7, as we are just going to be trying to get Sen here, and unfortunately we are going to miss that Cenobite. I don't think this is your killer, Andrew, right now, but hey, you never know, he might better pull something strong.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that he gets a bit stronger as the game goes on, considering we do have Rapid Brutality and Save the Best for last stacked together. Unfortunately, we got a bit destroyed there. We do finally get this hit. It does come through. Another stack of Save does end up working for us here. Rapid Brutality is going to speed us up a little. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make that work as there was a nice sidestep there from Sen. Forced the miss, and looks like we are going to see Andrew try and clutch up here, and we do see gens are getting worked on in the background as well. Silly about 50% on another one, and we see the double jumping in onto a gen that has already partially progressed. We actually saw the box there, and this will buy us a little bit of time.
Yeah, indeed it is. And that precious time is more than enough for what you need to be able to get the ball rolling back into your favor of this trial, as he does find a survivor here as well. So we are going to be seeing the tag happen quite quickly as well. But we do see that Sen has managed to get the box, and the box is all the way here at main as well, in the back area as well. But he's opting to actually continue the chase onto Silly, wanting to get that down as quick as possible.
Oh, sorry, I was mid sneeze. Right, so Silly continuing this chase on top side, and it looks like we aren't going to be running back towards the pallet again. Looks like we go for a bit of a fake out. Does not end up working out here. We will be going down at the corner of the map, and this is going to be a little bit free for us as we do get a hook stage here. Hopefully we can actually make a Scourge hook finally work here. Andrew still does have a ton of resources. Unfortunately, these chases are just way too long, and we are taking him way too far. There's no way Silly's not going to get off here. It's going to be very close. It was 99, man. There's no way. Looks like we are going to get that Scourge hook, and that is going to buy us a little bit of time. We desperately needed that.
Yeah, that is very, very close to being a situation where he would have been able to wiggle out, but luckily he's able to make it just that little bit there, so he's able to get that pain res going. But unfortunately, the progression on this gen is just catastrophic. It doesn't look like it didn't do much to the gen, as it looks like they just hopped straight back on it.
Yeah, we did see them working on it beforehand. Unfortunately, Andrew's just receiving so much pressure and can't really do anything about it. And, you know, we don't really have any crutches to get us out of this situation unless we go crazy. But we'll have to see what happens as we do get a hit here on to Uga. And this will be our first hit. We do have the option to teleport onto Silly. I don't think we're going to do that, though, as they are our Scourge Hook. And, sorry, they are our only used Scourge Hook. And, we go for another miss as well. They're in so many 99% here. And looks like we have outplayed Uga here. We do take the down, but we know that that top gen is very, very close to being done. And the fact that that wasn't the one that's popped is very concerning. Looks like we are going to take them all the way to the Scourge Hook here. But we might even see that gen proc just in time. No, we aren't going to see that, but that is going to be our second Scourge.
Yeah, and we do know that this gen is heavily progressed as well, as we do see, yeah, Sen here, he's got the gen all the way at 90%, so it's gonna be very rough to see how he can play this around, as he is gonna get the unhook happening as soon as possible, as we are gonna see the chase try to be seen, try to find the person who is on this gen, but it looks like he's able to avoid him very well indeed, as we do see that the chase isn't going to be found, as he's going to be keeps on looking around, keep on chugging, trying to find out where the survivors are, as he's going to check up on it, make sure no one's nearby, using the chain to get that little bit more extra info. And we do actually manage to finally see someone, and it is the person that we were looking for. It's going to be Sen here, as he is not going to get the hit through the pallet. That is going to be very unfortunate without the ping. He isn't going to be able to get that pocket hit, but he is not going to actually opt to go for this, as he wants to chase this, have this chase, as this is next to where his most progressed gen is.
And unfortunately, pretty much pulled the chain right on top of Sen and wasn't able to really react to the fast movement. We do see the chase does continue here, and I think we're just going to be going for a fresh hook, which honestly, good play by Silly, is the one. Is only one of the few people that's hooked in, is also our obsession here as well. And we go for the miss here. Adrenaline coming in clutch.
The adrenaline proc for the win here, as the adrenaline was able to get Silly out of danger. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered either way, but having it happen just that little bit earlier was fantastic, as we do see that they are going to run their way over, and unfortunately he is going to miss yet again. It looks like we're gonna be seeing a 3 stages and 3 hooks, 3 fresh situation as we do see the DC happen. The Cenobite set between Fugitives and 2Savage. Unfortunately, Andrew was only able to get 3 hooks for 3 fresh hooks. So this is gonna be, I feel like, just a pretty much a done deal situation on this set at least. But we do have other sets happening, which is going to be a Nurse set followed by Oni. But with how the progression of the team of 2Savage, it looks like we may not even go to Oni. So this may end up just being a situation of a 5-0. But we never know. They might be able to bring something back, as we do see that Baki is going to be searching for his box as soon as possible to get those chain hunts going and get that on the roll. And it looks like he's found it quite quickly here at 5 as well, as he's going to start the chain hunt quite early, as we are going to get the chase happening onto whoever is here at Gallows.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong start for Beck. He hasn't even really needed to do much to yet, and already has some decent pressure. So it looks like we are going to see fastball coming in from Andrew, hopefully looking to clutch up after that Cenobite performance, and we are going to be seeing the chase go around main. This is a pretty safe area to run around. We've got a lot of distance as well, so we are just kind of going a bit crazy. It looks like Andrew has been kind of flexed on here. We do see the Cenobite chain coming down. We are going to avoid the hit too quickly here, as Andrew will be waiting all the way on the other side here.
Yeah, indeed, and we do see that Mayo has picked up the box in the background as well, so he is going to be able to get some progression on that box and make sure that he can't get another chain hunt going. But we do see he's actually running the Chatterer skin, and personally, I very much dislike the skin as a personal ick of mine. But hey, if you like the skin, run it. If you like it because it's the pay-to-win skin, screw you, honestly. I dislike you as a human being, but hey, we are going to be continuing on, and Baki is going to be going strong here as well, as he's going to get his first down quite quickly, and he is going to give Andrew the nodders because Andrew did get the teabag on him, but we are not going to see the flashlight happening. It was very close to happening as well, because we did see the burn start, but unfortunately he isn't going to be able to connect it.
Yeah, we do see the down does come through onto Andrew here. Nice little hook, and looks like we actually saw a Yui there. I didn't realize that we had a Yui in the game. And we are going to be screening this hook, Andrew, right in the middle of the map as well. And we get another nice chain on to our, I believe that was our Nia there. That was Mayo,
yeah.
And looks like we will be heading back towards Wind Tower here as we get a nice free chain onto Yui again. It looks like we're just going to be playing around the chains, just trying to slow down the survivors a little bit. But no, we go for the unhook. We do see Elodie coming in here, and we continue the tunnel out onto Andrew here.
Yeah, it looks like Baki wants the team to absolutely destroy Andrew thanks to his performance. We are going to see a little bit of a keyboard malfunction in the middle of that as well, but we are going to be seeing the down happen on again, and he is going to get hooked for a second time. So this is going to be quite interesting. We do see the hit onto the hook as well, just to make sure that the scream doesn't go for as long, because it is quite annoying to hear those screams. But we do see the chain hunt happen onto Gallows, not being able to connect to anyone. I don't think anyone is really on Gallows right now, but we do see that he is just going to keep Sizz off this generator as much as he can, and we do see the miss happen onto Nu, which is very unfortunate to see. We do see the body block happening. We want to be able to protect Nu as he is injured, and he is a fresh hook, but we are going to be going onto the chase on to Andrew instead here. He really wants to get this tunnel out as quick as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like that's exactly what we're going to get as well, as we go for a pretty quick break there, and we'll be taking the down. We also have Nu, who's standing right by their side. Unfortunately, was not able to go for a clutch palisade, and this is going to be Andrew out of the trial already at 3 gens. Nu also on the ground here, so it looks like we will be getting a Scourge hook, but no, we just saw Sizz hiding in the background there. Unfortunately, it's pretty much no way we're going to be able to get the save, but Mayo was on the side, and we'll be giving a free M1 here as we're going for a bit of a crazy play, and I think Fugitives have just realized that this set pretty much 0% chance to win, so they've just kind of resorted to screwing around here as, oh, well, actually, no, they've pretty much already lost.
Yeah, because the result was at least getting 3 hooks, but if at this point it is going to be a GG, but we do have the chase still going on. The game is still going to be going on strong. We do have the second hook happening. It isn't going to be a pain rest, but this is going to be his second fresh hook, so that is going to be 4 hooks with 1 fresh hook, as we are going to be seeing another happen. And this is, if he does hook new, it is pretty much done deal, but it is pretty much over now anyway. But it is going to be a GG towards 2Savage. They are going to get their 3rd set in a row against Fugitives. This is going to be very happy. I'm sure Fugitives are going to be very happy with this result, having at least the first 3 matches in their name.
Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, you've got the neutral match, you've got the spirit, and then you've also on top of that you've got the Cenobite set, which you've won against the opposing team set, which is always a huge win. But I mean, going into this late stage of the tournament, like being up 3-0, I mean, you've just got so much room for mistakes. It's unreal. But yeah, it's gonna be well, I say pretty difficult for Fugitives to come back. I think it's going to be almost impossible, but I mean, we'll have to see what they can pull out. Maybe if they can get to the Oni set, maybe they can clutch up. I guess we'll see. But it looks like we are going to see the box is done in the background, and another hook does occur onto Mayo here.
Yeah, indeed it is, and unfortunately Stiz isn't going to be able to hide just exactly because he has got a massive amount of Ninetales coming up from his behind here, so he isn't going to be able to hide away, as we are going to see Mayo is just going to hop into the locker here, and this is pretty much going to be a done deal. So yeah, as you said, having 3-0 already is very fantastic to see, as we do see that the game is pretty much done and dusted, as we are going to come back after a short intermission into the next set. Going to be Nurse is going to be our next set. Do you have any words for our next set, Saze?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's at that point where being down 0-3, you're gonna be feeling pretty miserable. Honestly, Futures have just not really brought their A game today, unfortunately, and been a bit of a score around couple of games. Hopefully, they're able to make a clutch, as it is a bit of a neutral set. So you know they might be able to go a bit crazy. We are going to see News still working on the gen here. Can we get eyes on Baki? He's going to be searching for a last off. We actually did hear the scream as well, so Baki should have a pretty good idea of where he is, but does not seem to have that at all. It looks like we have gone to the wrong gens, and Nu has been going for the 3rd gen of the trial. We'll be procking here, ideally. But yeah, I mean, Futures have just unfortunately come pretty on the back foot today, and it's really showing in pretty much every set. When none of them have really been that close, unfortunately. But looks like we'll be going for something a bit crazy here, as we see Baki does go for the final chase of the game, and Nu has almost disappeared but couldn't quite make it work.
It looks like his little ears were showing, so he wasn't able to avoid that. So it is going to be a very interesting, as we do see the down finally happen, and it is going to be a done deal, and it's going to be another set towards 2Savage. Going to be getting a 3.
Lost their own set. We did see a bit of a 3 hook versus almost a 4K3 there, so it's not looking good good for our lower tier team here, unfortunately. But we do have the Nurse set, which is going to be our S tier today. This is going to be set number 4, possibly our last, as we are going to see Phantom, who will be coming in on the Nurse. Phantom, one of my favorite players, and also a really, really strong Nurse. So I'm very excited to see what he can pull out. I'm wondering whether he's a little bit rusty, but I'm pretty sure I saw in his Steam that he's played like 100 hours or something over the past 2 weeks. So I think he's really gotten back into scrimming pretty much daily. So I think he's going to be a bit of a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, indeed, and he is going to be trying to search this edge map, trying to find his first chase, as we do see a bunch of people going to be hiding around as well, and we do have 2 people working on a gen as soon as possible as well. So it looks like this game, it looks like they're actually going to be focusing up in this game. It looks like they were just taking a little bit of the mick out of the last game, considering how badly that game was ended up playing. But we do find Mate here all the way to the edge map, but he does have sprint burst, so he is able to avoid that first tag quite easily, as he is going to continue chasing down towards the 4 side, but he's going to make his way back up around. But no, he's not. He's actually going to keep hiding, and he's I'm not sure if this hiding is actually going to work, and it doesn't. Oh wait, it looks like Mayor's stealthing is on point, but unfortunately he's going to get found here. So he is just going to be able to get that free tag, and it might end up being into a double tap here, as he doesn't. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to convince him to go for that teleport, but he is going to get the down quite easily right after that, as we do have two people on working on gens. We have a double and a solo in the distance, so this is very good for them to see, as they are going to pop that first gen and possibly even going to pop that second gen in the distance as well.
Yeah, and looks like we do see our first stack of Dying Light. Does end up coming through. We've also got access to Ruin here as well, so we might be able to go for a bit of a clutch step back. And we are trying to find another survivor. Second gen of the trial is done in the background. This is a pretty good trade-off, honestly, for Mayo's first hook. So the survivors are doing a fair bit of progress in the background. They were pretty much right on those gens, actually. And we did see a third that was slowly getting worked on there, but does not have too much pressure. As you saw the Ruin regression on the shallow 6th gen, and now we are going to be heading straight back to the top side here, seeing if we can screen Mayo. And now we've also got two survivors working on gens in the background, so we are definitely making use of the time that we are given, and we've also got a bit of a bonus there occurring for our survivors.
Oh, sorry, apologies. But no, yeah, we do have the chase happening on to, I believe this is Andrew, and Andrew is actually coming in for the save as well. He's able to get that save just before the tag, so he is going to make the nurse just a little bit of a regression bit, and then go back for the chase, as he is going to do a blink attack and get that down, or tag at least, onto Andrew, as I'm not sure if Mayo is actually going to be able to last. I don't know if that actually was able to get Deli, and unfortunately he wasn't, so Andrew is going to have to go back in for another save to be able to secure that deliverance value, as he is going to be hooking here all the way at 8. Or is this... No, this is 10, my apologies. But no, yeah, he is going to be getting that hook onto him, as he is going to get the tunnel out now. So we do have 2 stacks of Dying Light happen, but we do see the next gen pop as well. So it looks like Phantom is having a run for his money with this.
Yeah, they're actually putting a lot of pressure on the board for the hooks that they're giving away. I think, you know, for Mayo having given 2 hooks at this point, of course, this is going to be a pretty early tunnel out in terms of game time, but not in terms of what stage we're at in the game itself. Probably going to see that final hook stage onto Mayo come around to 1 gen left mark, but we'll have to see what we can work with, as we are going to see Andrew has fully reset themselves, so we're probably going to see another... Okay, here we go. We actually see him slowly coming in for the save here, and Phantom has gone for the double phase there, as we are going to see the down does come in onto Andrew here. We do see Mayo does get some distance here. Fortunately, we're running the self-care botany combo. Does remind me of someone, as we see Phantom will be trying to go for the hit here. If we can make this work, this will definitely stop the deli, and it won't though. We do see Mayo does buy a little bit of extra time, which will definitely get Andrew's delivering.
Yeah, this is definitely more than enough time, and very well done to Mayo, as he's taken the kill all the way down towards the pocket 9 area, which is very good as well. And we do have Addict on the generator. I believe that was at 2. So this is going to be quite good, as they have a lot of distance and a lot of coverage now, as they are on 1 gen remaining. But we do have Andrew here still injured, so he has got to try and figure out when he can actually heal himself, and if he can even heal himself for a little bit extra. So we are going to be interested to see what happens, but he is going to make his way down over towards 1 area. So it is going to be interesting to see, as we do see that he is just going to go for it and run for the hills, as he is going to get tagged here. Addict getting tagged quite early, which is not ideal, but he is going to... Oh, he is not just going to be able to avoid that second blink, unfortunately. But we do have the double up on that generator.
Yeah, might be able to buy us a little bit of time. We are going to see... Oh, no, this isn't going to be another stack of Dying Light, as we've already... Well, this is our obsession, but we do see the double is coming through in the background. We've also got Deli Overcome combo. It's a little bit interesting, but we are going to see Phantom slowly head back over towards that generator, and I do believe that this is the one they're working on. Yes, it looks like we have found the double here, and this is going to be massive for us.
Yeah, indeed it is, and this is actually turning out really well for Fugitives, as they're able to bring this back, and maybe they might actually be able to win this set in their favor. So it is going to be very nice to see, as they are going to be getting Andrew to go and rush for the save, as it is going to be interesting to see as he does get the down. So it is going to be interesting to see. So Andrew is going to go down for this, but he is going to go back for that hook as soon as possible. So it is going to be interesting to see how he can do this. And Addict is going to go for the save ASAP, but it looks like Phantom is going to go back for the chase for, I believe that is a new, but he is going to go back, and it looks like he's trying to suss out who to go for, and he's going to go after the pickup. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can play this, as he is going to go through and blink through, but he isn't going to be able to do a second blink to connect on to the down.
Yeah, looks like we are going to go for a bit of a crazy play here. We do actually hear him, and that was a very nice blink straight through that rock wall there by Phantom. Just completely red Addict there. That was a very strong down, as we're going to be heading straight back towards this 11 side of the map, as we're going to see whether we can stop the survivors doing this gen. They've definitely not had enough time to get this done, but they have been working on it, as we do see scratch marks are leading him away back down towards 9 as well. It looks like we'll be committing to this as well, as we saw a very, very quick res coming through with Andrew running the Will Make It build.
Yeah, indeed. So it makes it a bit more interesting. And I don't think he's actually gonna be going for it, as he is going to be getting that down quite quickly. But we do have them going back for that double gen. So they're going to try and get as much progress as they can. So they can actually maybe get one out here. But it's going to be quite rough, as it is a 3v1 situation still. As we do see the first hook happen and our fourth stack of Dying Light activate. And it looks like he knows exactly where to go straight away. So he's going to be on top of them as soon as possible.
Yeah, even if you let it ride for a bit, he's still got so much pressure. Ruin has done so much work. If Ruin popped early in the game, this could have been very, very different. But honestly, it has clutched up for him. As we see a very quick hit coming through here onto Addict, and we're possibly going to see the down as well. And if we do, this is pretty much going to be GG for our Fugitives here, as we actually see another heal coming in the background. Looks like Phantom's gotten a little bit of shit on, as Addict is able to step away here, and we will be heading down towards this 4 wall. Unfortunately, can't make too much use out of it, and we will be taking the down. And Phantom a little bit worried about this gen proc. I don't think you need to be, though. Yeah, we do see the resets.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see, as we do see the resets happening as well. So it's nice to see that they are trying to still pull this back in towards their favor. So they're going to do as best as they can to bring this back into maybe even a 4K 0 win con result, or even just a 4K result. So it is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it looks like we do see Andrew heading back over towards that top side. We do see the readout, and Addict will die here. So this is good. Wait, I'm sorry. Was that a visual glitch? Did Addict just die? Did I see that? Can you just swap back to? I'm so sorry. I just. Oh, okay. I swear I saw the thing go through him. That was okay. I'm brain dead. So it looks like we are going to continue, as Addict is unhooked here. We have done a bit of a reset, so we bought ourselves a little bit of time from that last chase. And we actually see Ruin here as well. Ruin has been really, really visible. I'm surprised that the survivors have not had enough time to really get it done. Unfortunately, a lot has been happening at the top side of the map. This is definitely where Phantom fought for the 3-gen, and obviously it's paid off. So we'll just have to see how it goes into the late game. But man, Phantom definitely was ready at the start.
Yeah, it looks like they are ready to go for this win, as they are just going to try and pull this back as much as they can. And they've been doing an excellent job so far as well. So they're doing as best as they can. And honestly, they're delivering exactly with what they want to do.
Yeah, looks like we do see Phantom continuing this chase onto our little Nia here, who will be gaming away. He's able to step away, but oh, yeah, okay, that was a bit of a suspicious hit, but that's fine. As we do see Nu only just hit by just the cusp of that weapon there, unfortunately. And we will be heading back towards top, and we are going to see Phantom, who will get another read onto this generator. Unfortunately, Ruin's still up, so the survivors are pretty much making no progress. Man, we got to get rid of that Ruin. Boys, we've got to petition this Ruin out of this game, because it is slowed the game down by about 10 minutes just by itself. If that was popped early, this game would have been so different.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. But we do see the chase happen onto Andrew as he is going to take the chase again. He's going to take it, just keep it around this edge map area as he is going to get tagged, and he is going to just run as far as he can away from these gens, allow his team just to get a little bit more progression on, or sorry, progress onto the generators. And it looks like he's going to be coming back as well. So it is going to be interesting to see, and they do manage to pop it. So very well done to the team of Fugitives, as they are going to be popping their gen, and that's going to be very good. So it looks like we might even be able to see some outs here.
Phantom. Phantom, you gotta clutch up, Phantom! No! No, he's running the other way, Phantom! Fuck! He's getting away! Oh man, he's chasing Addict. Still, Andrew, unfortunately, the only fresh hawk will be getting out here, and Addict does take a very quick hit. We are going to see Andrew and Nu both get out of this trial, and honestly, a pretty good result for Fugitives here. And we're going to see Addict slowly head down, and if he can make it to Shaq, he's actually out here. But he's been screened away. There is a gate here, though. He might get really lucky, but I just don't see it. All Phantom really needs to do is go in front of him, and honestly, he's waiting, which is definitely the right call. Man. He should have committed to it, bro. He should have committed to it. That could have been an out for a little bit there, but I think Phantom had a pretty good read there.
No, I don't think he was expecting Phantom to get stuck on the hill as well. So he probably ended up working because he assumed he was going to go right through, but unfortunately, Phantom wasn't actually going to go all the way through and able to get down, as we are going to be seeing at least a good amount of, let's see how Nu can do.
Yeah, man, as you said, we're going to be looking for the 8 stages here coming from Nu. We do have a bit of an early map coverage there, as we have almost the exact, oh no, that is the exact same build actually. We're hoping that Ruin can maybe do us some good work. It is a little bit hidden by those boxes, but I think if I was looking for it as a survivor, it's probably one of those first places I'd check if I was nearby. So we'll have to see how we go with that early Ruin pop, but we are going to see Nu is in main here. We'll try and catch a survivor a little bit out of position, but we're probably going to see a little bit of stealthing here coming from our Phantom survivors, coming from our 2Savage survivors.
Yeah, indeed. They are going to be trying to stealth out as much as they can, but unfortunately, Sen is going to be the one found first here, all the way at 3, as he's going to make his way up towards one side of the map, as Nu is going to be able to try and get it, but unfortunately, he is going to get blocked through his blink, unfortunately, still hitting the wall, as the wall is going to suck up that blink. We do have a cheeky survivor hiding in the background as well, as Sen is going to try and play as best as he can, and unfortunately, he is going to be hitting the tile, so he is going to try and do as best as he can to continue on, but it looks like he's going to opt to just leave this chase and go for the tag on to whoever he can find next. And he has found 2 survivors here, but he only sees 1 so far.
Yeah, this is very nice as well, considering that we do... Oh, it looks like we've actually got an indication that there was another one there with how much progress this gen has. But we do have Ruin as well that's going to be doing a little bit of work for us. So at least we'll be able to get some free value for pushing the survivors off the generator. We're going to be heading straight back towards this 6 side. And at the start of the game, Nu has had a very, very slow start, unfortunately. So we're going to kind of need to kick it into hyperdrive here, as we're going to be heading back towards this Hill 11 gen. And we're going to see the readout coming through from Nu as he's going to head back down towards 3 and see whether we can screen some survivors away from this generator, as we do here. No, we only just hear it's only on a couple percent. It'd be pretty crazy if someone was stealthing right here. That'd be pretty bold, but no, it looks like that's definitely not going to be the case.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to bait out someone to come out of hiding with a little cheeky 1 blink, but unfortunately, they are going to be quite stone cold with that, and the first gen is going to pop, as we do have that double gen finally proccing. But this totem is actually in a really good spot. Unless they actually run around, which is what Silly has done now, it's going to be quite hard to spot.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's pretty hidden from it is pretty hidden from the outside, so it looks like we are going to be seeing Silly will be taking the chase back down towards 6 here, and actually almost dodges that. Unfortunately, was hit right on the cusp of the end of that weapon, and we have found Silly once again on this side. Looks like we get it pretty quick down here that will come through, and this will help us as we only need 8 hook stages. So as long as we can pay, a bit aggressive and get some more hooks in the mid game, we can definitely turn this around. We don't need to stop the outs. We just need to get that 8 stage win con. So it's definitely doable for Nu, but first hook at 4 gens left. It's putting us in a bit of an uphill battle.
Yeah, but he has spotted his next survivor quite quickly, but I don't think he's actually going to opt to go for that chase, as it is Sen, and he's going to try and coerce Nu into going for it, but it looks like he is just going to continue on holding that blink, making sure no one actually is able to go in for the save, as he's going to blink towards his totem here, as he thinks that someone is going to be working on it, but unfortunately no one is on it. They're all on gens, buddy. You got to get back into the groove, and it looks like he is going to come back over towards this hook where Sen is doing the generator, and he's going to kick him off and let that ruin start regressing even more. But it looks like they might just be opting to leave him on hook and let Miji work his way in and try and see if he can stealth in for a save.
Yeah, it looks like we will be seeing Silly slowly making their way, inching their way towards second. We don't need to worry about camping because we're Epic Gaming on the Super Duper patch. But looks like we are going to be seeing. Oh wow, we actually see Miji does get his way past Nu. He had a lot of time to do it anyway, and oh no, looks like we've given Silly the free escape. And honestly, I think it would have been fine to go for. Oh no, Nu does not know what to do. Looks like we decided to use one blink to go towards Silly, and then use the other to go back towards Miji here. And we are going to try and get a quick down. Miji does have Deli. I think we're just going to force this Deli out really quickly in the stage of the game where it doesn't really matter too much. But we do see Sen's gen is almost done in the background of Phantom working on one. That's slowly getting towards 70%. So they are going absolutely crazy on the generators in the background. This is going to be our second hook here. And we do know that this is the Deli player, so we're probably going to play pretty aggressive for the next bit of the game.
Yeah, indeed. But he does only have to get those 7 stages full fresh, or 8 stages as a win con result. So it's very possible if Nu can lock in and start doing some damage into the survivor's end, and he does find his next target. But it is Phantom with the sprint burst, so he's able to avoid that double blink just in time, as he's going to keep him around this edge map. And it looks like he's kind of lost him a little bit, but I believe that Phantom is actually just hiding behind some rocks here. But unfortunately, Nu doesn't know where he went, so he's just going to leave and try and find his next chase.
Yeah, it looks like Phantom has completely dipped. Has just gone wherever he doesn't think. And yeah, still near the top side as well. So very, very nice stealth. Looks like we are going to continue the chase, though. We do give our first hit. So 3 survivors are currently injured. Miji still hit by the deliverance bonus, or debuff should I say, and we see the down coming through onto Phantom here. Does have Unbreak, but I don't think we're going to get a chance to use it, and that is exactly right. This is going to be our 3rd hook of the trial, so at the very least we do have 3 freshes, which are pretty important in this scenario when we're fighting for an 8 stage or a 7 stage for fresh. I do believe that Sen is the only one who hasn't been hooked yet, so it looks like we'll be seeing Nu head back towards middle, and we're going to be seeing if we can get some more Ruin value as well, as Ruin has not been popped by this point, so there's definitely... Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I feel like you really shouldn't have said that, but as soon as you say that, it pops Costa's Curse coming in there. But he does got 3 hooks, 3 fresh, so if he can get his continuation on and get more stages, as he needs to only get 8 from this situation from his 3 fresh, then he is going to be big chilling here. But we do have a lot of progression happening on these gens, and Nu has to make sure he can keep these gens regressing and make sure he can get this dub for his team, as they only need one more. They need at least 1 win to secure their spot in continuing on with these sets, and if they do not, then unfortunately it is going to be the dub towards 2Savage with a 4-0. But if Nu is able to lock in here, he might be able to keep his team alive and in the game.
Yeah, and we do see the chase coming in onto 11 as we do continue for Phantom here, and that is a very, very quick and effective down that is going to push our tunnel out into the game. So we do finally have a predefined tunnel out this far into the game. We finally have one, and it looks like we are going to be heading them straight back to mid as well. We are just going to make this. We will see. This is going to be our 4th hook of the game. That's exactly right. And we're going to be doing a quick read onto one. It looks like we have found something straight away. A
Oh,
really nice hit there coming from Nu.
that is a very, very quick and easy little tag there for No, showing his expertise on his killer. So he is going to be doing really well here. He's going to continue the chase onto Silly here into the back corner as he is going to get that down, but unfortunately he's going to use 2 blinks, but it doesn't really matter as he does still get the down on to Silly, so this isn't that bad of a situation, but that last jet is popping, and we're not sure. I'm not too sure on the progression. Oh, that's not ideal. They got that last generator popped, but the situation is very dire. Is he going to make it? He is going to make it. So now the situation is 4 hooks for 3 freshers. So he's still got to get those 8 stages on the board, or he's at least got to get that another fresh and continue to get those 7 stages. So there is a possibility Nu can win this.
Yeah, if he can just find Sen here, this is going to be the win con, but unfortunately, we find Midgie, which will instead be the Tycon. So we might be able to go for something a little bit crazy and fight for a few extra stages, but no, I don't think we're going to be able to make that work now, as we're going to see Phantom, who's going to be leaving, and Sen is being kind of screened away as well. If we can actually stop Sen from getting the unhook, that's pretty big, but we have to be really careful here, though, because if Sen gets out here just from running, then this may be the loss if an unhook comes on Silly here. This is starting to fall apart. We have to be very, very careful. We need to go back here as Silly has been unhooked. If we can get Midgie or Silly, then at least we can fight for that Tycon. And it looks like this is a very, very awkward endgame here. As Silly does end up taking a hit, it doesn't matter. We can choose to go for Silly or Midgie. We're in a very strong position here, fighting for this Tycon. Looks like we decide for the Midgie chase instead, and we will be taking the down as well. And this will be very, very close, as the survivors still can fight for the win con. But this is going to be our 6th hook of the game. This is going to put us into a 6-stage, 3 fresh con. And if we see another down coming through, if we see Midgie die here, sorry, we will be seeing the Tycon. But this is currently a win for 2Savage, only just though.
Yeah, it looks like they are able to claw this away and be able to get it, but it looks like they're just going to be resetting as well. But I'm not too sure if this is actually their win, because if he does die, it is going to be pretty much the exact same. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. But we do have another killer coming up, which is going to be Oni. So it looks like we might actually be going for that Oni. It looks like they're trying to suss out whether or not they should go for it. It looks like they are. Or what are they deciding to do? It looks like they are deciding to take that tie into account. And it looks like we are going to be going over to that next set.
Yeah, can't. Awesome. So it looks like we are going to be seeing Mayo on the Oni here, and we're going to be seeing the survivor team of Sen, Silly, Dan, and Midgie, as we're going to be seeing them try and see whether we can stealth past Mayo here, heading down towards the bottom side of the map. Looks like we did catch a quick glimpse of someone over near 11, or at least we're pretty sure we did, as we're going to be going straight for a chase here. It looks like we have found our sprint burst survivor, who is going to use that just to get straight to main, and this is going to be a lot of free distance. And yeah, I wouldn't be chasing that either. That is a very, very good start for Sen to be able to just step away there. Almost the perfect person to be found.
Yeah, indeed it is, as he does find his next chase, which is gonna be the Dan DBD himself, as he is also gonna be running into main as well, and he looks like he has quick and quiet as well, so he might even be the head-on player. So he's gonna continue this chase on to main, as he isn't gonna opt to actually break this main pallet. This might bite him in the butt in the future, but as of right now, he just needs to get that early tag. He needs to get that tag going as quick as possible, as he needs to get the power of his M2 going as quick as he possibly can, because he needs to be able to get that snowball onto the survivors. But we got Bamboozle finally ending, so allowing him to vault with no issues, as he is going to vault again. This time, Mayo is still going to opt to go around it, and it looks like Dan is going to be looping all the way over towards the 11 side of the map, and he's going to drop this pallet, this God Filler, because he wants to make sure that Mayo can't get that first tag as quick as possible. But we do see that Silly is around 50, above 50% on his gen as well, so this is looking pretty good for them, considering that only now they have only just got their first hit.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dan was using 12 very well, was using that main very, very utilized. But now that we've actually made our way towards that filler, we were able to give a hit there, unfortunately. And Quick and quiet, going to give us a little bonus there. Actually, wasn't too sure, but Mayo will be leaving here. Yeah, is very, very close to getting their final piece of blood. It looks like I'm going to go for a quick hit on this gen, and we will be going back for some more blood here as we're going to see what Mayo can do in power. And we're hoping that this is where Mayo can kind of go a bit crazy. He's probably going to wait until he can see someone here. We do see Scratch Marks near 3, as we're going to be able to use that. We're likely going to see Midgie here,
Ooh.
and that's exactly right. Looks like I'm going to go for the power down onto Midgie.
Yeah, indeed we are, but we do see that Midgie is going to be playing around, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to get that swing onto Midgie, as he is. Midgie is going to be running over down towards the 5 side. He's going to find this area. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get the swing on as well, as Mayo is going to keep playing around this. Unfortunately, Midgie's coming to come back and just instantly slam Mayo on the head with a little bit of pellet. So he is going to continue the chase, and he looks like he's going to be going down towards this shack side of the map. But he only has these matchstick tiles, so he's going to be able to try and go around it, but unfortunately it looks like Midgie is on point with this, as he is going to keep going, and he does get the cheeky crouch check in the corner as he is going to make it towards Shaq. But Mayo's power is ending and no one is injured anymore, so it looks like Mayo is not going to be able to get that first down with his power, as he is going to use Bamboozle on Shaq. But unfortunately, Midgie is doing all the work he needs here at Shaq, as he's got all the bot side to work with, as everyone works on those topside gens, as he does have a lot of gens on that topside area, so we need to do a lot of progress on those to get rid of that possible 4 gen, or is it even maybe, I think it's even maybe a 5 gen.
Yeah, I was gonna say this really couldn't be any worse for Mayo, because we've pretty much not gained anything from that power, and where we ended the chase was in one of the safest parts of the map as well. We still pretty much had everything up down there, so it's gonna be very, very hard to secure any M1 out of this. Now we do know that this 11 pallet has been dropped, but Dan does have a pretty good read on this jungle gym that's still at 10, 11, so we're going to be able to use that, and we're going to be heading straight back around to that pallet as well, as Mayo is going to be right behind us. We're going to go try for something cheeky. Unfortunately, it does not work, and Dan gets a good read onto us as we're walking through the pallet, and Dan leads again. Very, very nice. Has been able to avoid that hit up until now. Unfortunately, that is going to be the second hit he's given, and we'll be dropping some blood on the map, which at this moment Mayo desperately needs.
Yeah, he really needs to get that ball rolling, and getting that power would help him in assisting doing that, but it looks like Dan isn't going to opt to go for that window instead of going for this one, but unfortunately he is going to get hit as well, as we do see someone in the background there, but it looks like Mayo is going to opt to try and get his pain res hook as soon as possible, as he does need to get it, because there's a lot of gen progress happening right now. But is he going to make it? Is he going to interrupt it? I don't think he will, especially if that is where he needs to go. It's going to be close, and unfortunately he isn't going to be able to make it. He's only going to be able to pop that generator all the way at Shaq, so he hasn't really got his 3 gen anymore, but he's still got a loose, I think he's still got a loose 3 gen here, only at, yeah, he does. So he's still got 2, or 1, 2 in main, so it's not that bad, but obviously he would probably ideally want that 4 gen area, but hey, it's the best you got, it's the best you can do in a situation like this.
We do see Mayo does get a free hit onto this gen here. We're also going to be heading back down towards 2 with this gen right here. We do see someone is right on the side of the map. It's going to be very difficult for us to actually get into the map. We do see Silly will be taking the next chase, and we're just going to see a very, very quick down coming through there. Still has 90% of his power as well, so we are going to see the down onto Silly, and you know, fair call, honestly, going into the locker there.
Yeah, indeed it is. And he does have another pain res here as well, so it looks like he actually opted just to hook him in the back corner of 1 instead of hooking him at 2, because it makes the team able to go down towards 2, or down towards the shack area easily. But he has got his power back, so he's still in the driver's seat for a little bit, but he is got this massive 3 gen here, so it's going to be very nice to see if he can hold this 3 gen and make sure maybe even he can get a slug action going and get the snowball rolling in towards his favor.
Yeah, he still does have power ready to go, and the 3 gen is pretty decently. Okay, so Silly is probably going to get unhooked pretty easily here. Oh, actually, no, between 1 and 2 might be a bit more difficult. We do have power up still. Maybe we can screen ourselves around it. We are going to be heading up towards the top here. We did see that someone was up here. We get a kick for free and probably break this. Yeah, it's exactly right. Give us a bit of free vision as well, because now we can look from the bottom to see whether there's a survivor, at least on our side. So that does give a little bit of context. And we will be seeing 2 has just been sitting stagnating, as we're going to see Midgie probably go to second here.
That's actually going to be Silly on the hook, so it looks like there's a little bit of a misread on your part, but that's all right. We do see the second hook stage happening onto Silly because he was camped out, but we do have Mayo now popping as he knows someone's going to go for the save, and we do see the save happen as well, as we are going to actually opt to go all the way around and back into main as he does find someone cheekily hiding away in main, as he is going to continue the chase, try and figure out where they went. But it looks like he might suspect that they're in the locker, but maybe not that one. It might have been the second one. We'll have to find out. And it looks like they're in neither locker. It looks like he has avoided death right now. It looks like it was Dan. Dan looks like he just went all the way up to the top half of the map, as Midgie is going to try and judge whether or not he can get through. But unfortunately, Mayo is just going to go for the swing and get the down, get his eruption value going, as the gens are now pretty much going to be 0, as we do see someone in main working on that generator as well.
We are going to see the very free, ideally Scourge Hook, but we did dodge this before. No, it looks like that will be a Scourge Hook, middle of the road. Is going to be very difficult to defend, but I don't think it really matters. Midgie is still on first here, so we're going to see a pretty quick unhook probably coming in, and we do see it from our injured survivor, Silly, down the bottom, and it looks like we do see the double coming in here on this 12 gen. We will get a free kick, but we are slowly making our way towards the entity going to be stopping the regression kicks coming through soon. So it's going to be a battle of attrition, and it looks like it is a battle that Mayo is slowly losing, unfortunately. We do have quite a few blood splatters down near the bottom of the map, and we have had quite a few survivors injured for a while, so I think Mayo is a bit happier compared to the early stages of the game where we had nothing for basically the first 3 minutes. We're actually starting to have locations on the map that we can go to and just kind of suck everything up and play around that.
Yeah, indeed. And as you said, yeah, it's a tug of war that unfortunately in the end Mayo would eventually lose, because unfortunately Eruption actually does 2 events of gen regression, so that ends up building up quite quickly, considering we only have 8 as well available, so that stocks up quite quickly, and especially with the pain res that happens every now and then as well. But it looks like they're actually splitting between 2 and main, so it looks like this might see even outs here as well. But we are going to see the chase continuing on, as it looks like he's going to try and get the slam, and he does get the slam onto Sen. He is going to get that eruption of value, as well as there's going to be a lot of blood here on this generator, as it was most likely being worked on by either Midgie or Silly. But we do see Midgie being healed in the background as well, and I'm not sure if Sen is a pain rose hook. I believe he is, though, as we are going to see, there we go, our final pain rose happening, and I believe that is all said and done for that generator in main. I don't think he can actually kick it anymore, but he has seen a survivor cheekily make their way over towards 2 and try to work on that generator, and I believe I saw them running down towards 4 side.
Yeah, it looks like we do continue chase 12, and we do find some scratch marks here as well, as we're going to be right up someone's ass. We do unfortunately miss it there. We do see a survivor heading back down towards 11. We also see one on 2 as well. We see a fast fall coming through here from Midgie. We're going for something a bit crazy, does not end up working out. Midgie was able to sidestep us very nicely there, as we see another fast fall. Fortunately does not give us the dodge there. We do see the down coming through onto Midgie. This is going to force us into second. We get another free 5% tap there, and we will be heading straight back towards 12, seeing if we can stop this. I think this is very, very risky. We are going to run out of our power here, and this is going to be the power stop.
Mayo needs to really be checking up on that main generator, as he knows that's the most dangerous gen currently, considering he knows that people have been working on 2, and he knows that he's down someone at 2. So he's got to be keeping an eye on both main and 2, and those gens are quite safe for survivors to work on, as they can easily stealth away and get out of that situation quite easily. But we do see Dan is on that generator, as he does show himself a little bit, as he is able to do that as he goes through the backside as well, and we do see the save happen as well. So I believe this is actually his final kick onto this gen, so this gen is pretty much done and dusted, but if Mayo can do a snowball here with his power, he might still manage to get the win.
We do have 3 survivors all injured here. We are very chock for blood here. We actually find 2 people just chilling around. Michi will be getting the hook here, unless someone's just standing by with the flashlight. We do see the down coming in onto Michi. I assume there's another gen that's closer done than what I assume it is. But we see the down coming through. Michi is out of this trial, and we're going to be heading straight back towards 12 of us. We see the regression there. We did see Dan that was on the gen there. We did see Kate, and it looks like we will be using... no, we don't actually have access to balance. Looks like we're possibly giving a very quick down here, as we're going to be heading back down towards 3 to see if we can catch Sen a little bit out of position. Unfortunately, we couldn't, and we are very, very close to getting this. This is getting to be a very intense endgame, as we're basically just fighting for the last scrap of a gen at this point, and we don't have access to that hook right there, so we will have to force our way back towards middle, and Silly and Dan still fighting for outs here.
Yeah, it looks like they really want to see some outs going, as we do have Silly and Sen now are on our death hooks as well, and Dan is the only person who is really worth a value because he is a second hook available onto him. So it looks like Mayo is actually going to work his way all the way over towards this 11 side, and someone has been working on it, but is Mayo able to catch up and find out where they were? Doesn't look like it, but he's going to go right back for the hook, as we do see Silly, as well as, oh, we do see a double hit onto Sen here. So it looks like Mayo is actually going to opt to go for this, but no, he's going to go back for the door, as we do see a bit more progress as well, as we do see someone trying to run away, and it looks like they're going to be hiding in the locker, and it doesn't seem Mayo knows.
Oh, bro, Mayo dropped the ball.
Oh, he was so close, and there goes power as well. It looks like this is not ideal for Mayo right now, as he doesn't have that much blood left, but he does know where some people are, as he's going to go towards it. But he has to be careful, because these people can pre-run quite early and quite far away down towards Shaq as well, as he's going to be struggling to try and find his blood, but he does find Silly again. So we may see a down here, but he's just going to try and collect as much blood as he can, trying to hit through. He's trying to see if he can get a cheeky down onto Silly, but Silly isn't going to let him do that, as Mayo is just going to sit here and collect his blood. As Silly is going to make a run for it to Shaq. He looks like he really wants to try and get that out of the trial, but Mayo is hot on his tail. This is going to be very close down to the wire. I believe that actually Silly makes this.
Yeah, this seems very, very fast. Is this our Hope Gamer? I was about to say that.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Futures versus 2Savage. We are now on the second set of Oni. We have Sen on the killer. He's got to at least get 9 stages to get the win and the match for his team, as they only need to get 1 more set in the bag towards them to make that win. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Sen can go, and it looks like Sen is opting to go for the the Lion's Fang and Brutal, instead of Mayo using the Splintered Hole and the Bamboozle. What do you think of this strategy here, Starzy?
Man, I was already thinking we got a little bit of a weird spawn there. That was definitely not what I expected to spawn at 2. It's pretty rare, as we see the survivors are all going to be spawning bot side instead, trying to make their way towards top. But yeah, so to be honest, I think it's really standard in comp. I think it's really standard anyway. We're always going to see the 2 purples coming in from our Oni here. It's pretty much going to be that way every single game, and Nu is going to be a little bit too close for my liking here, right next to our Oni, but we are going to be able to step away here and play around this TNL, and we get a good read here, as we might see a vault come through. But no, we're going to go for the 50-50. We do end up winning it. Very, very nice there, as we're going to see Nu try and step away and trying to find a pallet here. We do find one. Unfortunately, we've been forced away from it and give the first hit. Almost. No, we see how Mayo come in for a clutch.
Yeah, that is a very interesting situation, considering the fact that Nu would have actually been hit here, so he's able to make it back over towards the TNL walls, but it's gonna have to figure out to see if he continues to chase or goes for Mayo, and he's gonna go for Mayo here, as Mayo is making his way down towards this bot side of 5 here, as he's gonna get the first tag going on, but he's all very, very far away from the generators, as we do see one of the generators are all the way at 10. So it looks like he might be able to hold this fort down here all the way the bot side of the map. So if Mayo can keep going, this is going to be very good for teamers, especially when we got 2 gens progressing and 2 gens very close to popping as well. So this is going to be looking very good for their team. It looks like the momentum's in their favor currently, but as we know, Oni is a very good killer for snowballing, as we do unfortunately not do the check spot, and Mayor is going to go down, but we do have 2 gen pops for 1 down, so that's not that bad. It's actually very good. So well played to 2Savage, and they are, or sorry, well played to Fugitives, as they are going to keep going strong and going to keep that progress up and in towards their favor.
Looks like a very decent first down. Our Sen will be fighting here for this free power. This is going to be what decides the game. Now, fortunately, Mayo did have a really bad first power as well, so there is definitely some room for mistakes, but we already see 2 generators that have been completed. As we go for a bit of a wacky play there, as Sen has just completely left no, thought he was going to go for the chase, but no, we found Andrew who's a little bit out of position and just got absolutely demolished. And if we can head back and get the down onto Nu, this will be a massive, massive bonus, as we would only have 1 survivor up. And now we're trying to play around this little gym here and seeing if we can go a bit crazy. But no, we see the slow vault coming through, and we're going to see the res as well. Oh, really nice body block from Mayo.
Yeah, Mayo absolutely utilizing the fact that he did just come off hook, so he's able to keep the chase on. And he is going to keep on just trying to lose. And he wins the 50-50 by a hair's length as well, as Sen no longer has power. Andrew's up and at him again, thanks to Sis going in for the save and the pickup. So he is going to continue that chase, and he's going to go over towards this 9 tile over here, as he's going to find Andrew and another person. I believe that was Nu that we saw as well. So they're going to be doing as much as they can to do this game and continue the pressure onto their side.
All right, we are going to see this little visual bug on the bottom as well. That's awesome. Little damage bug, always good to see. But we don't have as much blood on the map as we'd want yet. But I think we're just in situations where we can't really find it that well, as Mayor and Andrew are probably closer to the corners. We actually see Mayor is working on a gen here as well. It's sitting in a corner. And we are slowly getting some free progress as well in the background. A very nice dodge there by Sears, was able to buy a bit of time. We're going to be heading back towards 12 as well. And I think we don't mind playing around this area, as we're going to be fighting for a couple of gens up here as well. And we actually find Andrew all the way up here, as we see gens are slowly getting done in the background. We are kind of all working slowly, but Sen is also playing a bit slow. Is getting some blood, but we do see the heal coming in onto Andrew Kieran at about 80%. So hopefully we'll start being able to going a bit crazy soon.
Yeah, exactly. So, and especially when he only needs really 1 more tag to get his power back in action. And it looks like he has found someone. He's found Mayo and all of his blood. So he's going to make his way back over towards 10, as he does know that there is a lot of progress there. And it looks like someone is going to be on that generator as well. So he's going to be popping. Sorry, excuse me. He's going to be popping his power and going to be going over towards Andrew here. And Andrew, unfortunately, not going to be doing the right movement here, as he's going to get down quite quickly. As we do see the next gen pop as well, but it looks like this hook is going to be a painless hook as well. But we do have a decent amount of progress on the board. 2 more gens left, and it looks like Fugitives are showing why they wanted this killer to be picked for one of their sets, as it is their comfort pick by the seams of it, as considering how well they are doing.
Yeah, unfortunately for Fugitives, Andrew didn't really get the memo that you're meant to avoid the killer, but that will be another hook for Sen here to get a little bit of value later in the trial, and that will be someone who will be injured later, which will give us a bit of blood as well. But we are going to be heading back down towards 5, as we see Mayo hasn't been down here in a while now. This will be a lot of blood, of course, but we are going to see that gen has been completed. So we do see Sis in the background, and I do believe everyone else is reset. So the survivors are playing slow, but it's definitely what you want to be doing here, as we are going to be seeing Sen kind of screening around the 12 side, as we do have gens that are sitting on 12, 11, 10, and I do believe we see 1 and 2 as well. So we have a pretty decent split for our survivors. Actually, we are likely going to be seeing that gen down the bottom done next, but the 2-9 split is actually pretty variable. But we do see the unhook coming through here, and Mayo takes a very quick down.
Yeah, indeed. We do see Mayo go down quite quickly, which is quite unfortunate for the team, as now Sen is going to play this game of slugging action, as he is going to try and get the down onto, but unfortunately he's going to hit the wall here, not going to be able to connect that down on to Nu here, as he is going to opt to actually go right back for the pickup on Mayo, and it looks like he's got to try to figure out where he wants to go, and he goes through the top side, as we are got a very interesting situation, but Andrew is able to vault that pallet just before he is able to get the down, as he is going to keep on going, but he is going to connect, as he is going to finally get the down, but he is out of power. So honestly, it actually isn't a bad turnover rate for his power, because he only got power, got down Mayo, went back towards Nu, and then went back towards the pickup, and only got one hook for this. So this is actually quite ideal for the survivors, as they do pop their 4th gen as well. They're looking quite pretty right now.
We see the second hook here coming in onto Andrew. We're also going to get a free base tap here, and that is going to be the entity's little blocker coming in very, very soon. And the fact that it's coming in this early on that generator is going to be very scary, because we're going to see Sen is going to need to play pretty aggressively around that gen from now on. And this is very early in the 4v1, to be completely honest. Now, we do see Sen will be heading back towards, this is where Mayo was ages ago, and there's still blood here.
Wow,
and we
there was
are
enough
get
for another power.
Yeah, we are going to get the free blood takeage. Now, we are going to head back up towards 11 here, as we're going to see if we can screen away someone who's going to be going for the save onto Andrew here. We are going to be going on the outskirts. It's definitely the right call here, as we're going to see someone try and save him. But no, there is nobody nearby, as we are possibly working on the 2 or 12 gen. It looks like we have recognized that, as well as we're heading back towards 2 to see whether we can do something a bit crazy. And the survivors have all just gone into stealth mode, and Andrew might just be dying here.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to opt to just give Sen this down and this hook for the death, as honestly, they really just need to be stealthing it out, and then eventually when he no longer has power, there isn't much blood left on the trial as well. So if they can stay stealth, they might be able to do some play and go around and actually ping pong off some gens, but unfortunately he has found Syzygy out here all the way out on 3, which is very quite unfortunate, but he has no longer got his power, doesn't have enough. I don't think he actually has enough on the map to actually get another power, so he is going to be able to hook Sizz onto a pain res hook, and I believe this is actually the pain res hook in front of him. It is indeed, and there was actually a little bit of progress on a gen, so that's probably going to kill that gen back down to 0 as well, which is quite unfortunate, but they have a lot of good gens here. They got some progress, and unfortunately, Mayo is going to get found. Mayo's going to be tagged quite easily. Mayo isn't going to decide to go for the... Oh, no, he is going to go for the trade. As Mayo goes go down here, Mayo is another person who is already been hooked, so Nu is the only person who really needs to stay out of trouble and needs to stay safe away from the killer, because he is the last fresh hook on the map.
Yeah, that was a huge down onto Sizz back there. That was absolutely massive. The fact that we had only about 5% of our power left and were able to make that connect is just a big win for Sen there. It was honestly looking like we could get some outs there. Actually, quite a few outs coming from our survivor team, but the camp onto Andrew and that down onto Sizz is just a huge boon. Now, we do see that Sizz is still injured here, is going to try and stealth in for the save, but it looks like we have seen the other survivors as well. We've actually turned around. We do see some scratch marks here, and we get the free down onto Sizz. It looks like this is going to be the end of the game, as we do have kind of an implication of where Nu is. We're going to be hiding behind this this little tree here and seeing if we can make it work. But no, we've been caught as well, and we do have sprint burst, but unfortunately we're going to see the down coming through very soon.
Yeah, he has got pretty much over nearly half of his power, but unfortunately Nu is going to vault right back into Sen's arms, so Sen is going to be able to get a 4k1, but that is the game and the set towards 2Savage, and I believe that is actually all she wrote for this for all of these sets. I could be wrong, but I believe this is actually all she wrote.
That is exactly right. That is going to be a 4-0 with a little tie in there as well, I guess, if you want to count that. So it's going to be a 4-0 in favor of 2Savage. They have absolutely destroyed it in their final. Congratulations, guys. You've earned first place. Well done. And that is going to be the tournament over. It's been a very long year to end off 2024 as well. Gonna have Christmas in a few days, so I hope everyone is gonna spend some time with their families and enjoy yourselves, or spend time with mates, or get smashed at your mace house, whatever you want to do, whatever
Whatever
works.
floats your boat.
That's right. I know I'll be getting smashed at my mate's house on New Year's, so I'm pretty keen for that as well. Only a week away. So everyone enjoy a couple weeks of work. And thank you for sticking around for the tournament. It's been lovely having you all. Massive shout out to all the teams who played. Massive shout out to especially the two teams today who were able to get to the final. Good job, guys. Obviously, 2Savage being able to pull out the win. Awesome. And yeah, massive shout out to everyone who came in, everyone who viewed, and just it was awesome to do this for you guys. And of course, yeah, everyone who was a part of the tournament creation. So we will see you guys next year, I suppose, when we get ready for another tournament, because that's our first tournament done, first tournament for OSL. So very, very exciting. If you want to stick around and join the community, make sure to click the Discord link. Someone might post the Discord as I'm saying this, so fingers crossed. And yeah, feel free to join those and maybe get in some scrims for 2025. The more DBD gameplay. Hopefully the game goes into an even better state than it is now. And yeah, we'll see you guys next year, and enjoy your New Year's.